Hey guys, in these torrid times, it's really important that us entrepreneurs are working out how to get customers. We're about to hit a big economic downturn, if not we're in it. And I want to give you some top tips on how you can grow your business right now for a really low investment, how you can get customers, how you can market for customers in a recession for a really, really low investments. We're going to be talking about podcasts and getting customers. Hey guys, if you're an entrepreneur or you're into business or you're maybe a leader of a business, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel because this is the channel where we're obsessed with helping you grow your business. That's why we exist. So subscribe, like, comment below as we go. I've been a bit fed up on the YouTube channel talking about the government, all the new restrictions, potential lockdowns. I thought, no, I'm going to give some mojo back to our viewers on how to grow their business. Now, marketing is absolutely essential in an economic downturn, and that's what we're going to go through right now. And I want to talk about something that I've recently dived into in a big way. And I've always sort of done a podcast, but podcasts really can get you customers for your business for such a low investment. Here's what you need to do. You need to invest in a decent microphone, but the podcast microphone that I use is 15 quid, but it's a decent microphone. And then I use a Roadmaster Pro, which is what self-edits my podcast, and I can have people phone into my shows. Now, I'll put a little picture of what I use. This is the mixing desk. It's going to cost you about 450, 500 quid. You can get it on Amazon. I'll put a link in the video description. But you don't have to go to that level. You can literally get an iPhone and do it on an iPhone, although the audio won't be good, but maybe you can practice on there, and you can get this thing called Anchor. It's an app. You literally record your podcast onto your iPhone, and then Anchor puts it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Podbean and all of that stuff. So really low investment to get going. And maybe you just want to do it on your iPhone to get your practice in. I want to tell you some of the results that I've had with my podcast. I'm getting good active listeners on my podcast, and I've done no marketing to really get my podcast going, other than mention it on my videos. You'll see a little pop-up, maybe we'll put it in now, of saying, hey, you're loving this video, why don't you listen to James on his podcast? And I coach business owners on my podcast with their challenges. They basically send me in a little web form of their 3 biggest challenges in their business, and I coach them through those challenges to help them grow their business. Makes good, compelling listening, because most of the people listening are entrepreneurs, they are business owners, and they're listening to me coach other business owners through their struggles, through their trials and their tribulations, and they get to listen to that stuff. Rule number 1 when building a podcast: make it about the audience, not yourself. You, not me, is the best thing that you can think about in marketing. How does your podcast solve people's pain that they're going through or give them pleasure? So it could be, I don't know, if you're doing a fishing podcast and you're giving people tips and tricks on how to get the best fishing day out or whatever it is, or a cooking podcast, make it about them. What pain or what pleasure do they want to hear, not how fantastic you are? I think another big fact about podcasts, only 750,000 active podcasts in the world. I think there's about 7 billion people living in this planet. How many Facebook pages are there? How many YouTube channels are there? So actually there's quite a low level of people actively bringing out podcasts. That's fantastic. And I think it's 80% of podcasts don't make it past episode 4, something like that. So if you put the effort in, you're in a real good position to get attention. Remember, riches in niches. This is another top piece of advice that I can give you. I was actually talking to someone on my podcast today who's a property consultant, but he went so broad on the type of property that he consults about that I said most people won't listen. But then he did tell me, well, no, actually, I specialise in HMOs. That's houses and multiple occupations. I said, well, tell people that you specialise in that niche, because then you'll get famous to a few. And that's what you want to do on your podcast. You don't want to think that, you're going to be doing the Peter Crouch podcast where you can appeal to millions and millions of people. When you're starting your podcast, actually look for those little pockets, those little niches, so that you can become a master of that niche and then build up your following and maybe then broaden out. That's really important. I think it's one of the reasons why it's been so hard to grow my YouTube channel, because we've made it a business and entrepreneurial channel for everyone. But actually in the beginning, if I made it a business and entrepreneurial channel just for people in leisure and hospitality, that's niche down rather than everyone. So when you can niche down, build an audience in your niche, maybe then start to think about broadening up. I spoke about not needing loads of gear. I think that's really important. This is the big one. 80% of people that listen to a podcast listen to the end. So if you're doing a 30-40 minute podcast, you're getting 80% of undivided attention into their ears on what you're talking about. And it's a real good chance for real low effort to build up a really cool show. Now you think about video. Now video, I am a big advocate of. My God, I've nearly made 500 videos on YouTube at the time of recording this, but the chance who edits all my stuff, you know, he has to go and put it on the bloody software program, turn it into a video. You've got the lights, the microphone, the bloody all the stuff. You've got to think of the content, you've got to put the cuts in to make it interesting to watch. And there's a lot more work to video. Now I do think video is really important. Do video if you can. But I'm just saying, a podcast, I literally edit it live. When the podcast is finished, Chuds puts it on this program called Lip Sync, isn't it, Chuds? Lip Sync. And we put it on Lip Sync, which I think is like $20 a month. It's no money, isn't it? And then that puts it on all of the major platforms, Podbean, Apple, Spotify, you know, all of those things. But you can do that for free on Anchor. So there really is no excuse to get going on this. Now, what most people do is they procrastinate and they go, until my podcast studio looks like BBC Radio 1 or BBC Radio 2, that's when I'll start. No, you don't need that. Now, I do think investing in a microphone is really important, but it can be a £15, £20 microphone. But if you really love buying stuff, yeah, buy a £100, £200, £300, £400 microphone and a £400 or £500 Roadmaster Pro. And for, you know, let's put it this way, for a £600 investment, you could have the gear to make you sound super sexy great. Now, do a phone-in show like I'm doing, I think is a real good little niche, because it always means you don't have to plan your podcast, because your guest is your script. Get them to pre-authorize what they're doing and tell you what they're going to be talking about by a little simple web form. Maybe you do a Survey Monkey form, so look, that's free, and then get them on the podcast, chat through their things. You seem like the expert because you're chatting through their things, and bish bash bosh, eventually you'll get the dosh, because you're going to get a big loyal following to your podcast, and people will start advertising with you. People are already paying me to advertise as a trusted trade supplier that I recommend on my podcast. I'm getting clients from it. I'm getting people sign up to my Entrepreneurs University, which you can try for 14 days, by the way, for free. It's $49.99 a month after that, link in the video description. But I just think a podcast is a great way to build a relationship with customers, make you like an expert, and it's a good way for just an investment in a microphone, a little mixing desk, good return on investment. And then you can record you doing your podcast and make that into little short form content that you can put on Facebook to drive more people to your podcast, show your expertise, always new stuff coming out. And if you're not confident on being on camera, most people find voice much easier to do than being on camera. So I do think marketing is really important in a recession. Relationship marketing is really important. But here's my last top tip. Don't expect loads of things to happen until you get to about episode 30. Stick in it, make it consistent, make it regular. Think about your audience rather than just showing off how great your business is. Think about them, what pain and pleasure do you give, and crack on to help grow your business. Let me know, do you listen to podcasts? Are you going to do a podcast? In the comments below, put a link to your favorite business podcast as well, even if it's mine, and we'll check it out. And I'll do my best to comment in the answers below. But I really think it's a great way of growing your business through an economic downturn. So gang, if you've loved this video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking here and watch this video here. It's all on content marketing, what I've been talking about today, to tickle your taste buds with more ideas on how to grow your content marketing. I'm James Sinclair. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.